Cooper in the ball game. Toney watched by Cooper. Cooper, outstanding defensive player, has his work cut out for him with Andrew Toney. Ball falls off, but Julius Erving with the follow-up misses. That just fell off the rim. The Doc had a great chance. Here comes LA running, and the bounce pass to McAdoo. He couldn't hold on, and it's Philadelphia ball.
And Magic Johnson got that defensive foul and started that fast break.
Loose ball foul. A loose ball foul has been called against Bob McAdoo, and there is Kareem on the bench. Mike Bantam comes in for Philadelphia. He is the leading offensive rebounder for the Sixers in this series. And he was a big spark, along with Clint Richardson, in the Sixers rally in the fourth period of Thursday night's game. Sixer lead at once was 7, now it's 1 with 4:15 to go first period. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell from the Spectrum, 18,300. Los Angeles
called an illegal defense.
No, it was a foul. Oh, yes, it was illegal defense on Bob McAdoo. Now the Lakers have been called for this in practically every game, and sometimes the platoon of detectives.
Billy Cunningham thinks.
Steal by Cooper, 2-on-1 with Nixon, loses the ball to Bantam. We'll find out what Billy thinks in a minute, because I'd like to know too. Cheeks goes inside, and we'll have an LA foul.
The Sixers think that the Lakers play a complete zone. And so now here's the illegal defense now. You see Bob McAdoo has not left the lane. See, his left foot is in the lane. His left there, he's just left it. And by then it was already called. See, you have to go outside of the paint.
Which means above that free throw line, so to speak, or the imaginary line across, as Cheeks misses the free throw. The personal foul was on Michael Cooper, his first. And so the Lakers are now in the penalty, 5-team fouls. And the quarter puts you in the penalty with under 4 minutes to go. Sixers committed 2. Cheeks commits only 1, so it's 12-10, Philadelphia leading.
And this is an extraordinarily quick LA team.
Ed Rush underneath calls a foul. It's on Caldwell Jones. That's his second personal foul. So Jones has 2. The Sixers centers were in foul trouble in the first 3 games of this series.
Now in this situation, with Kareem in there, the 2 fouls would mean more with Caldwell Jones. They would have to take him out if Kareem was still there. But with this group, he can play with it.
McAdoo in the lane. He's hot. Bob McAdoo, who in 26 minutes has averaged nearly 15 a game, is 3 for 3 from the field. And we have a tie game, now broken again by Philadelphia, and Cheeks with 5 points. Cheeks and Toney with 5. The guards have done it. They have 10 of the 14 Philadelphia points. Wilkes in the right spot. Blocked. Wilkes took the ball away, and Bantam, jump ball as Mike Bantam ties up Wilkes, who had a good spot inside after Caldwell Jones blocked the shot.
Now this is one way where you can see a manifestation of that intensity and up, as you can call it, that the Sixers have. They are blocking everything in there.
They have a big edge in block shots in this series against Cooper. Andrew Toney, nice move. That was a superb move by Andrew Toney, getting Cooper out of the way. It's a 4-point lead again. Andrew 3 for 4. Philadelphia playing more of the trap than the Lakers that we've seen so far, with under 3 minutes to play. First period. Sixers by 4. LA has not had the lead. We've had 1 tie. Nixon pulls up over Cheeks.
That was a tough shot because Cheeks was right in his face on that one. Nixon
is shooting only 40% from the field. Yet he's been the leading playmaker in the series, and an offensive foul called against Philadelphia. Julius Erving will come back in the ball game for the 76ers. And the personal foul is on Mike Bantam, his first. 2:37 showing on the clock. LA cold early, Philadelphia hot early. They had a 7-0 lead, and they had a 7-point lead, now to 2.
Now they're going to have to continue this, playing a strong defense, so they're going to have a real problem.
2 with 2:37 remaining in the first period here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Billy Cunningham looking for one more game. The rebounding story favors the Lakers, most of it on the offensive board, to the tune of 13-8.
But they haven't capitalized on the rebounding edge so far. Now the Sixers are in pretty good shape. They seem to be ready for a whole game. I was worried that after the game settled down, that they would be hard pressed to continue but they've kept the intensity up pretty good so far.
Cooper and Magic are the guards. along with Norm Nixon, and Cooper now moves to a forward position. Magic, of course, can play any spot. Caldwell Jones knocked the ball away from Jamal Wilkes, and it was picked up by Cheeks. It was a steal credited to Caldwell Jones, and Mo Cheeks' turnaround blocked by McAdoo out of bounds. Still Philadelphia ball. Coming into the game, the Sixers had the edge in block shots, 31-22.
Now here's a steal by Caldwell Jones, picked up right there, knocked it loose, picked up by Cheeks, and takes it all the way down.
Philadelphia guards have 12 of their 16 points so far. Back out to Andrew Toney. Double team. Cheeks with Nixon. Baseline. And Mo fires it up. Caldwell Jones at the other end. And a loose ball foul has been called against Caldwell Jones, and that'll be number 3 on him. So Billy C. may have to go to his bench, and Darryl Dawkins. According to our records, he has 3 fouls. And now they tell us it's 2. So we have to fill in a personal foul somewhere along the way. It's 2 fouls on Caldwell Jones. Norm Nixon hits from the corner. Nixon, 24 points, along with Wilkes, the top scorer in game number 1. 1:40 to play, first period. We have our second tie of the ball game. First tie was at 12. Caldwell Jones misses inside. Phantom fights, and the Sixers cannot afford to miss great percentage shots inside like that. Cooper coming right down, pulls up.
And gets the bounce.
And the Lakers have their first lead in the ball game with 1:19 to play in the first period. Darryl Dawkins will come down or come into the ball game, and we still have Caldwell Jones with 2 fouls. Bandit finds Toney left to the key, and Andrew with 9 points here in the first period. He's been the high scorer in 2 of the 4 games for Philly. A turnover, Sixers, and Cooper. Good move by Julius. Lakers have it, and it's L.A. ball.
And again, those turnovers are hurting the Sixers when they have a nice chance to pad the lead or take the lead. They've come up empty.
Darryl Dawkins is in the ball game. If he can avoid foul trouble and use his muscle inside and hit the baseline 15-footer, he could help the Sixer cause. He had a fine game in game 3 in defeat. 14 points, but had only 4 points in game number 4. Sixers need Dawkins. Last off the foot of Wilkes, Philadelphia ball. So another turnover here. It's been tight.
There have been a lot of turnovers today, but most of the turnovers have been caused by good defense.
That was the 9th LA turnover. 37 seconds to go in the first period. 16 on the shot clock. Dawkins against Kareem. Banham in the air, and Cooper comes down with it. And Banham just held Cooper enough to prevent the quick pass up court. 20 seconds. There's a 2-second differential between the 24-second clock and the game clock. And a steal by Julius with 13 seconds. 3-on-2 break. Julius, Toney, they got it. 8 seconds to go. Sixers regain the lead by 2. And Norm Nixon runs into Cheeks. No foul call. And goaltending is called against Darryl Dawkins. And credit the basket to Nixon with no time on the clock. And that is of the first period here at the Spectrum. And we are dead even at 20-20. And if nothing else, the Philadelphia fans do indeed have some hope that perhaps they can keep that series alive.